Hi there, my name is...
It's Skip.
Oh, I'm Skip. I'm sorry, I forgot my name.
Okay.
She's Ernestine.
I'm Ernestine.
This is...
I don't forget my name.
No. She...
I
Make
like
sure I
my
remember
name.
it day
Last
after day
week,
after
they asked
day.
if I liked my name.
It's
I said I
always
liked
about
my name.
her. This is Skip versus Ernestine.
Yeah.
We do fight, but we do love. This is our therapy on the couch without a
I
therapist,
don't know if it's always
right?
fighting. I think it's talking. I don't know.
But
Whatever.
your definition of fighting is talking. My definition of fighting is fighting, right?
You come from Oklahoma.
I come from Oklahoma, where when we fought. It could
Well, I
last
come
for
from
days.
New York.
She comes from New York, where they fought, and 5 minutes later,
You walk on the street and
What was
everybody's
that about?
fighting. Whatever.
Right?
Anyway, we're in LA now, so I'm not in New York.
we are in LA. We are still together after all these years, and we do love all your questions and comments on the
Yes, we
show.
do.
And
They're great.
pro or con, we embrace and we respond. And we are
respect.
about to respond to you, and especially to you. With this first question comes
Hazel's
from
here.
Hazel's
Hazel's
here.
here
She's
too, in
actually
spirit.
in the quote-unquote doghouse still. Mom said no.
Yeah.
We tried her last week. No.
A little wild
She's
child.
a little wacky.
Wild
She's got
child.
one big loose screw up there.
Yes,
Yeah.
we won't even go into that. But
We start with this question from Daniel from Washington, D.C., all the way across the country from us. The world lost a great one in Diane Keaton. Rocked her.
I am
We
still
had a couple of
rocked.
long days. With your love of Woody Allen, would you say she and Woody had the greatest actor/director connection? I know some would say Marty and De Niro, but Keaton/Woody 10 times out of 10 times.
hands down, I can't even. I told you, and
Yeah.
I talked about it a couple of weeks ago on this show, that I was into watching all my old favorite Woody Allen movies, and Diane Keaton is who really makes it with Woody. She was just beyond what, I don't know. I've read so many interviews and so many people since she passed talking about her, and not one bad word about her. Everybody said she was the most wonderful, caring, giving actress and nicest person in person if you would meet her. And I read a quote that she said when she would meet people on the street and they asked for an autograph or a picture, she would always say, "Sure, we're all on the same planet, so why not?" Like, just a sweet person and beautiful inside and out. And I saw pictures of her because her ex-assistant Ashley Padilla is on Saturday Night Live. She's one of the new players on Saturday Night Live. I guess last year she was new, so it's her second season. And she said working with her was just a dream, and she put together a collage on her Instagram because she said she and Diane would put together these collages because Diane loved houses, reselling houses, fixing them up, and they would do these Instagrams. Pinterest was their big thing, and they would go through photos. She did a collage of Diane, and the pictures would blow your mind if you go on Ashley Padilla's Instagram. She was drop dead gorgeous from way back to now, just breathtakingly gorgeous, and her smile just lit up the room. So it just was very heartbreaking.
And Woody wrote a love letter to her
He
after
was
she
devastated,
passed.
yeah.
Yeah, he never seems to wear emotions on sleeve that much where you can really see how he feels.
But if there was one person he
I
would be
think so.
emotional, is Diane.
I think he adored her.
Oh, he loved her.
I think she changed his life, and most telling to me, because his career is everything to him, his creativity, that there was only one person in his world whose opinion he relied upon, and it was hers.
He said he never read reviews. He would just ask her what she thought of his projects.
Before they came out,
Yeah.
the rough cut,
Yeah.
she would see, and he said that there are numerous times when she was like, not great. And so he'd say, how can I fix it? How can we mend this? What can we do to save this? And he would listen to her suggestions and try to implement them on the fly before the movie was released.
And I read that she said 3 things changed her life. acting, her children, and Annie Hall. Annie Hall changed her life.
Well, I mean, acting and Annie Hall are
But
the same.
Annie Hall
Oh,
was
just
as
acting
Annie,
in general,
yes,
and then Annie Hall.
Hall.
When
Annie
I tweeted
Hall,
about her, R.I.P. Diane Keaton, I said Annie Hall forever.
and I
Because she
posted
was,
the
I mean,
one-
her literal last name was Hall, so he
Right.
used her real last name. Wasn't Keaton like a middle name or something? Keaton Hall? I think it was.
no,
But
yeah, I mean, her style.
But he wrote it for her because they had already played together in Play It Again,
Yeah.
Sam. So, and a couple other movies I think they were in together. So he was already smitten, and by then, I'm pretty sure they were a
They
couple.
were a couple, yeah.
So,
But in Annie Hall, everything she wore was her own
Yeah.
clothes. That was her own style that she started. That
kind of like guy style, where she was wearing
No, it was
like guys'
just-
clothes.
no, it wasn't
A
really
tie?
guy. It was just
Well,
It was just.
It was like
It was her
man's
style.
clothes,
I mean, when she
yeah.
won the Oscar, she had 3 skirts on, with a scarf. It was just her way of dressing, and nobody could be like her again. She's just one of a kind.
So to Daniel's question, when it comes to this writer director slash actor relationship, it's hard to beat a couple who are romantically involved. I don't.
And then even after
Did they get married? They
split-
didn't get
no, they
married,
never
no,
got
okay.
married. But even after they broke up, they still played together, and they still had a love, and they had a love that just was forever, and they were friends. And every time she went to New York and she would visit Woody and Soon Yi, she said, "Don't worry, I'll pick the tab up." You know, she was just, and I don't know, you just can't.
You said
find
what he
people
misses
like that.
most is she had the greatest laugh
Oh,
ever.
and he said he could hear it in his head.
Yeah.
She did. She had a great laugh and a great smile. Her smile was incredible.
Yet she was zany. She was a little
Eccentric,
ditzy,
just
you know.
eccentric.
And I always thought that you liked her in part because you love Lucy. I love Lucy
Yeah.
is her. Like
Yes.
you got a lot
But
of
she-
Lucy in you,
yeah.
and Lucy was the epitome of zany
On TV, but
on
in
TV,
real
not in real life. But
powerhouse.
but I think Diane Keaton often just played herself in the movies.
But
I think that's just the way she was.
But she said her one love in her life was Pacino. That she would have married him, and he didn't ask her.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I
read
didn't
that.
read that.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I read that. He didn't ask her. They just,
I did
you
not
know,
know that.
and he kept saying, maybe one day, and then I read today that one day is too late now, and that she just was smitten. She said, out of all the guys she dated, Warren Beatty, she dated a lot of heavy hitter men, but she said Pacino's face in Godfather,
Oh.
that was when she fell for him. She just said,
That's handsome.
You can't. Kissing Warren Beatty was great, but Pacino was it, you know.
And
Yeah.
she obviously played his soon-to-be wife through the
Yeah.
Godfather trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Was she in
She was in 2 of them, wasn't she?
two, the
Yeah.
first two? I don't know if she was in
But-
three. I'm not sure.
Just everything about her. So it's just a loss.
Not to speak about the dead, but see, I didn't put her in the drop dead gorgeous. I don't see
It wasn't
that.
about that.
I know,
It was
but
about
her
everything
beauty
else.
radiated more internally.
I
like-
thought she was beautiful outside. I just thought,
that.
you
But
know,
if-
there are different
if she
types
got
of beauty. There's just
Warren
beauty.
Beatty and Pacino and
My God, everything about her smile and she battled. I read she battled skin cancer
Hmm.
for a long time and bulimia.
she did?
Yeah, when she was younger, when she was like 20.
Okay.
So she had her stuff, but she adopted 2 kids when she was in her 50s because she wanted to be a mom. And they were now like 29 and 30 something, but a good person.
But it's hard to beat the connection she had with Woody because not only was, he was probably more smitten with her than vice versa, but I think she got a great kick out of his
She
sense
was
of
in
humor.
love with him. She loved him. My
Yeah.
God. And
But the
and
love of her
at the
life was
end of-
Pacino.
yeah,
I get that.
Yeah. And the end of Annie Hall is he writes it the way he wanted it to be in the end. but they
Didn't he
ended up
rewrite
together.
the end
Yeah,
of
he
it?
rewrites the end of Annie Hall because they broke up, but then he was doing the play, and on stage
Oh,
he
yeah,
has them
that's
that
right.
they come
Okay.
back together and they live happily ever after. So, but
Well, I wonder if she was the love of his life.
he
Probably.
loved her, yeah,
More than
maybe,
Sun-Yi?
maybe in a different way, but they grew up together, starting in their 20s.
So, do you think Sun-Yi was at all threatened by the love letter
No,
that he wrote to
probably
Diane
not.
Keaton?
No, they have a solid love for 30-something years with 2 kids, and she was a friend of both of theirs at that point. So
Yet, if I ever mentioned any ex-girlfriend, if one of them died
yeah,
and I wanted to go to the funeral, or I don't know,
well,
or
they're not
whatever.
Diane Keaton.
Okay.
Sorry,
All
there's
right,
only
but-
one Diane Keaton.
All right, but what if I say they were to me?
Then you should go, and then when you go, I'll
Well,
have the locksmith
okay.
come and change the
Okay,
lock
but
on the door.
all right, but why wouldn't Sun-Yi say that to Woody right now?
Because she was friends with them. She was friends with Diane throughout all those years. She became their friend. There was no threat there. It was long ago, and they had become friends. So, and she had moved on with other men.
Could you become a friend of my ex's?
I have no interest in them.
There we
They're
go.
not. I
just
don't find
saying.
them interesting. If they were Diane Keaton, yes.
You don't
I
even
would have
know
become
them.
Diane Keaton's friend.
You-
I would have been more with Diane Keaton than with you. That probably.
Oh, you probably would have.
I would have hung out with Diane every day.
Next
Anyway,
question.
I
This is
love
from
Diane.
X.
God
This is
bless
from @Trax, TRAX 2016. Numbers tell the story. Mariah's 5-octave range versus Taylor Swift's 3-octave range. You can like Taylor's songwriting, but comparing vocal talent here is like putting a college quarterback against Brady in the Super Bowl.
That's true. That's
Okay.
it's up your alley.
Well, is it?
The sports.
Oh, the
Yeah,
sports. I thought you meant the
No,
octaves.
No. The octaves.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Trax is agreeing with our point.
yeah.
Look, I think Taylor Swift is a much better songwriter than a performer of her own songs that she
As
wrote.
far as a singer goes,
Yes,
with
as
the
a
vocal
singer,
range.
To me, she's average at best as a singer. There's no range, and she has so little range that they all start to sound the same.
Well,
She can't differentiate.
the other day, and I sent it to you. I stumbled upon. I'm a big Dixie Chicks fan from
She
way
is.
back, and Dixie Chicks were, female power before anybody of
Now
lately.
just the Chicks.
Yeah, well, the Chicks, but they talked about girl power in their songs, and they were playing the Austin City Limits
Yep.
Festival a couple of days ago,
Yep.
last week, maybe over the weekend.
Yep.
And Sabrina Carpenter came up to sing Wide Open Spaces, which is one of my favorite
Yep.
songs. And I have to tell you, and I'm not a big Sabrina Carpenter fan, but her voice in that song is
I
as
listened
good
to
as
it.
the Chicks. She has
She
a
blended,
really good
yeah.
voice. I think better than Taylor Swift.
She just does.
Everybody
I
has
give
their
you
own
that.
opinion, but
But
Barbra Streisand, if we
okay,
take it further,
and if we go Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, it's Taylor Swift isn't in the same orbit as they are.
no, not in
It's like
singing.
God said, "Let there be Whitney, let there be Barbara."
Yeah.
It's so gifted. It is so. We're about to talk more about Barbra Streisand because of an interview that you watched with her,
Right.
but. This brings me to @GB7961, who says, I couldn't tell you one song Taylor sings if my life was on the line. Okay,
Join the
well,
club.
but a billion people could tell you every song that she sings.
I don't know. It's some
Right?
kind of crazy.
And this is
cult.
@NativeVillain. Two different types of singers, apples to oranges. Taylor is more of a writer, entertainer. Okay, I'll give you
Yep.
the entertainer part.
Yep.
Whitney and Mariah are more vocalists/singers, like singers.
Yeah.
Well, they just are.
When they say they could sing the phone book, they
Yeah,
could sing the
okay.
phone book.
Agreed. And then the Ahmed Hatti, Hatti one, is laughing with the laughing, crying emoji. Tilly Swift,
Yeah.
because we're talking about
We
the
were talking
AI
about the AI. Yep.
actress or whatever. Actress Tilly, I can't remember what the name was.
AI, I don't know.
It was just, and so I don't know if I said it or you said
Yeah,
Tilly
you
Swift.
did,
I
I
think I
think.
said Tilly Swift
did.
because it sounds AI-ish to me after a while, like she's having AI just create song after song because they all sound kind of the same. So it would be highly realistic to me that she could just get AI to continue to
guess
invent
so.
songs for her because they don't require great structure creativity. The words are the words, and she's a good writer. She's a gifted writer of songs. And I like some of the messages, and I like some of the craft of the lines, the wittiness, the creativity of from line to line. Lil Wayne is the greatest lyricist I've ever known as far as just writing the words. And he's a powerhouse on stage performing his words. But Taylor Swift has that sort of, I'm not going to go to genius. He's genius, but she is gifted at writing the lyrics.
I bought her first album
You
when she
did.
was still country,
Yeah,
and then it went somewhere else. So
it did.
I don't know.
Okay,
I gave $15.
Next question.
Marketing world.
you did. This is Jim from Manhattan, Kansas,
Oh.
home of Kansas State
Got
University.
Manhattan to it. I like
I've been
it.
there. It's not like your Manhattan, trust me.
But it's the same name. So, okay.
Turning Point USA will be hosting their own Super Bowl halftime and promise their show will be, quote unquote, all American. On last week's show, you both said that while Bad Bunny is a talented artist, you're not a fan of his music. So are you going to watch this, quote unquote, all American halftime show instead?
No, not in my world. No, not quite. I would rather watch I Love Lucy reruns than to watch that.
That? Okay. But you're not into Bad Bunny either. So you're just going to
No.
check out at halftime?
Well, it depends. There have been some really bad halftimes that aren't
Yeah.
even worth watching over the years. And I don't really care. I think commercials have gone down. It's not like the way the commercials used to
It's
be.
just
Everybody
hard
would,
to, can you top this? It's
but
hard to
after
keep
a while,
topping this.
the commercials became,
Yeah.
that's what, the way the commercials started, they were unique and they were interesting and, oh, wow, that's great. Now it's all about, it's the marketing of the commercials.
Yeah.
And so it became too commercial and too predictable that they're going to do something crazy. And sometimes the crazy doesn't work in the commercial. So I would check it out, but it's not as though I'm waiting to just sit there and watch it. to
Okay.
me. But I know everyone in the world will. So that's,
I'll say what I said last week quickly, which is I don't really know Bad Bunny's music. I'm not a big fan of like mariachi kind of music, and I don't know if that's where we're going with this, but
well, that's not the right term for
that's
it.
not it. I understand he's way better than that, but
That's not it at
as
all.
silly as it sounds, we did watch Happy Gilmore 2, and he stole the movie.
He was great in
He
that.
was really good as the waiter slash caddy for Adam
Saturday Night
Sandler.
Live was terrible.
It was pretty terrible.
And I'm a big Saturday Night Live person.
She is.
But I could not get through I don't blame him. It's the writers, but the writers had to write around him so he could actually pull it off in the
Yeah.
skits.
That's true.
And the skits were just horrible.
I think he was handed
They were
some
all-
crap.
It
they
was
were
it
just
was bad.
lame,
I mean,
dumb,
I thought he was going to actually
silly.
be good acting in it.
I did too, but
the-
you're only as good as your
he
script.
just, they were all written around him.
Yeah,
It was a bad.
it was bad.
Show.
Okay, I'm going to remind everybody that Bad Bunny grew up in Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico
Yes, we do.
as a vacation spot, and Puerto Rico just happens to be a U.S. territory, so it's part of us.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's not from here. He is from our territory in Puerto Rico.
Right.
Whether you like his music or not, I just think he's another one. It's Taylor Swiftish in that I think he's a gifted entertainer, and I believe
He's
he
a
will
good showman.
put. That's what I'm saying. He'll put on a good show, whether
Yeah.
you like the sound of it or not. This is like cultural.
Yeah,
we
he's
didn't
gonna-
grow up with that that sound, so it's hard. Although Gloria Estefan, give me that Miami
Yeah,
sound machine. I'm into it hugely.
Yeah, I mean, she was.
Okay, is that different? Is that so different than this?
I don't know. Maybe it's along the lines of it.
Didn't
But
you
they're
like Gloria
Cuban.
Estefan?
Cuban.
Yeah.
Cuban.
Okay.
Her
All right.
husband.
No, I got it.
A little different, but
Okay.
I love Gloria
I will
Estefan.
definitely watch Bad Bunny just for the entertainment value of it.
Okay.
I will not watch Turning Point USA. I will not. I'm not going to protest. I'm happy for him. I do think there are so many Hispanic fans who will love this. And
Yeah.
you've got to. The NFL needs to cater to the world,
Yes.
and they are. Way to go.
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't mention on Diane Keaton that as an homage to her, on Saturday night after you'd heard of her passing,
Yeah.
I said, well, let's honor her. Let's watch Annie Hall. I would have been into it, and you couldn't do it.
No,
okay?
too upsetting.
Too upsetting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
can't watch
speaking
it.
of upsetting, last week you went to your newsstand here in
Oh.
LA because remember she grew up in New York. She's big New York City through and through.
Yes,
and,
that's me.
And she goes to the newsstand
Well,
because
it's
she's
like
still
I'm-
going to go buy the magazines,
Well, I do. I
the
buy
print
magazines my
magazine,
whole
the
life.
hard copy magazine.
Yeah.
She needs the
I
magazine.
also
She
read
doesn't
real
want to read it
books.
online.
No, and I don't read Kindles. I read real books.
Real
and-
books.
Okay.
She is old school that way, and
Right,
she is
and I write
clinging with
handwritten
all of
notes.
her might. She does to the way it was.
Well, I don't care. I think
She
that
honors
there are
the way it
people who
was.
still do this. I'm not the
Okay,
only
so
person
she went
in the
to a
world.
newsstand
So I went
here
to
on
my
the west
newsstand,
side
who I've been
on
going since
Pico.
we moved out here,
Yeah.
and I know everyone there.
Yeah.
And I know Nick, who owned the newsstand,
Yeah.
and I know Patrick, who worked there, and
Yeah.
Karen. And they would save me my magazines, and they would call me when my new magazines came
Yep.
in, and I buy every magazine in the world. And I go there, and the gate is pulled down, and it was like,
This is like an open newsstand
Yeah,
on the
open
corner.
newsstand.
Like you can
So-
pull up or you had to park
yeah, I
behind.
parked, whatever. And then, so I stood there and I was like, oh my God, maybe it was the Jewish holiday. I thought maybe it's the holiday. So I texted Nick, the owner, and I said, hey, are you okay? I came over and your gate is down. And he said, didn't you see the sign? A month ago, we put up a sign, it was closing. I said, no, I didn't see the sign. This is horrible. And I immediately called Francesca and I was like, oh my God, I feel like crying. And it was a little bit about the newsstand, but it was the end of, not an era, but for me, it was the end of this. I would go there and it was an escape. I would go and I'd buy all my magazines and
Yeah.
it was just this little thing that I had. And then I felt so bad, and he said that after, his business had gone down, and that he had 52 years since he graduated college, and he wanted to just retire and do his own thing, which I said, that's fine, but know that you're going to be missed.
People aren't buying magazines the way
But
they used to buy
The way they used to,
magazines.
but there still
Yes.
is a customer for magazines.
Which
So
brings you to
then
the happy
I
ending.
found there was
Yeah.
only one other, in New York City, there's magazine stands, not as many as there once were, but there are magazine stands around.
Everywhere.
And
yeah.
you go to Grand Central, you go to Penn Station, there's magazine stands. Hudson News is a big one. That they're in LAX, they're everywhere. I think they're probably throughout the whole country, Hudson News stands, in airports. And then I realized, okay, I have to find a replacement because I can't buy British magazines through the mail. It'll take forever and it's ridiculous. A couple of blocks from us, about 20 minutes from us, there was a huge newsstand. So I decided I'm going to trek over there, and I went over there, and there's no parking, and it's a big dilemma. But I found a space, and I introduced myself to the person who was there, Glenn, and I said, I'm a new customer. Nick closed. He said, yeah, I know, Nick closed. He said, all of those customers are coming here now.
Yep.
And then I saw people that I knew from over there, and it's now a party. So yesterday I went, and there's this little man who comes there. He goes and he buys the newspaper, the Times, every day. And I said, hey, remember
Not
me?
the LA Times, the New York Times.
New York Times.
Yes.
And then I said, remember me? I was at the other stand. He goes, oh, yeah. So he shook my hand. He said, it's very nice to see you again. So we all had a little conversation. And now he told me he's hiring the other guy, Patrick, that worked at his stand. He's going to hire him for this newsstand.
Okay. Good.
So it was a happy ending.
It was.
You can't really park anywhere. It's a nightmare because in LA you cannot park. It's just
Cannot park.
nobody knows until they come here what the nightmare it is. I saw them. I by chance found a spot yesterday. Somebody pulled out, and I was talking to Glenn, and I looked across, and there was a cop giving tickets to everybody because the expiration on the money ran out on the meter.
But you're back in business.
I'm back in business, and he saved me my magazines. He texted me today, and so
Did he?
yeah.
Okay.
And he's from Long Island, and so we have a connection.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but change
Congratulations.
is not good sometimes.
No. This is Amber from Philadelphia. Victoria Beckham's Netflix documentary just came out. Do you think she is one of the greatest cultural brands ever? By the way, we have watched
First episode.
the first episode.
It was
Is
a long first
three?
episode.
Is it-
I think so. I was going to watch it without you, and then you said you would watch it. So we started watching it together because I used to watch her reality show. And she had a really good reality show a couple of years back when she moved to LA. And she was very real and raw, and I liked her. And we watched this, and she looks great. I think she looks incredible.
She's 52,
Is she?
right? I think you told me.
51, maybe. Yeah, something
I
like
missed
that.
it by one.
And it was slow. That was the problem. And it
I
was
was
more,
dozing
yeah,
occasionally.
and it was more about her building her fashion empire, which I love her clothes, but I also buy her makeup. Her makeup line is great. So I don't know if I would say she's a cultural icon.
I think she became that
Maybe, I don't
post Spice Girls as Posh Spice.
Yeah, I do
And
like
she
the
tried to
Spice
segue
Girls.
into her next life.
She had an interesting story.
She soon wound up with
Yeah.
David Beckham, married to David Beckham, children with David Beckham, but she went through, according to her in the
Yeah.
documentary, a
Bad time.
dark period because she wasn't she anymore.
She lost her identity.
Yeah, but somebody is quoted in the documentary as saying through that period, because she kept changing her look, and I got to tell you, this is just a guy thing. I'm just speaking as a
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
if you will. She was hot in that period, and I think
Well, she had big fake boobs.
Big fake
and,
boobs,
you know,
like
she has had them
giant fake-
taken out now.
Yeah,
She's
she has.
more real.
but
But she was
the way
hot.
she carried herself, the way she was just hot.
And she had a toughness to her.
She did.
But she said, everybody
had this
thought I
sort
never
of-
smiled, but I
But
really
she had a
did.
sultry sexuality to her, in part because she didn't smile.
Yeah, but she said that was what they made me. She said, I made jokes. I was really funny. She said, but they
Okay.
made me have a sourpuss face on all the
Okay,
time.
I don't think she smiles a lot in real life because she's very driven. She was on a mission to show the world she could conquer the world
Yeah.
in fashion. And it is a hard entry into
Yeah.
fashion because, as one of the guys says on there, it's just so oversaturated.
Well, and she also had a name that had nothing to do with fashion. So, and this was back when nobody was doing it
Yeah.
from,
But-
that music crossing over to fashion.
But for me, cultural brand was actually pre-fashion brand, where she was that
became
wild
a-
child who was with Beckham, even before they were married. She's on the cover of everything,
Yeah,
and so
she
she was the most photographed female in the world,
They
maybe
said that
human.
at one time when she moved out here,
Yeah.
and he was
oh yeah,
at
and
the
they
Galaxy.
just had moved out here.
That's when-
Then it
yeah.
exploded.
No, that's
true.
when she had a reality show.
Yeah, I told you I was on ESPN at that point on a show called Cold Pizza that had just
Yeah.
segued up to Bristol to become First Take. And we had a re-air that aired right after our live show
Yeah.
that went from 10 to 12 Eastern, and then from 12 to 2 it re-aired. We had to stay over when David Beckham landed in LA
It's crazy.
to join our quote-unquote soccer league.
Crazy.
And we had to stay over and do new live update segments. What? On David Beckham? And I'm not a big soccer follower. It's their football.
Yeah.
I've covered World Cups all over the world, so I know the game. I'm just not an aficionado. I'm not a big fan.
Right.
And so I definitely knew who David Beckham was, but I'm not that into it to be doing deep commentary on Beckham comes to America. And part of the attraction, a large part of the
Yeah.
attraction was her.
But you also have to remember, she was a Spice Girl. It wasn't
No,
like
she was a
coming
Spice
out
Girl,
of,
and they
like,
were
coming out
huge.
of nothing. She was just like,
But she
worked at the
became
mall.
the Spice Girl because she was posh, and she was She was the hottest Spice Girl. I mean, you
Yeah.
could make cases, but
No, like I kind of liked them all, but
okay,
I wasn't into the Spice Girls that much.
okay.
But
I
I
was
do
just
like her.
into
I like
looking at the
Victoria
Spice
Beckham.
Girls.
Yeah, well, that's
Yes.
what most guys did. But I like her. I think she's very cool and very real.
Okay, and speaking of images and appearances, you were looking the other day at before and after pictures of Kris Jenner, and you showed them to me.
sad. I don't know if it's
She's
sad
had,
or it's
as they
crazy.
say, a lot of work done.
Yeah, but she's now looking more like Kim than Kim is looking like Kim.
She's becoming
blonde,
Kim.
short, pixie hair, and her face work. But then I talked to Francesca, my best friend, who is a dermatologist and knows all about plastic surgery and everything.
Yeah.
She thinks it's all photoshopped
Oh, maybe.
because
Maybe.
nobody looks
You
like
can't
that in the
trust
picture.
it anymore. Yeah.
Well, everything is so fake. And then this brought me to talk to Francesca, my other friend Robin,
Yeah.
and my sister. We all talked about what is happening in this world. Everything is becoming so fake, and that's what people are liking, and they don't want people to be real anymore. And you can't look, if you don't look like you've had $100 million worth of face work and body work, there's something wrong with you.
I have friends
I don't know
send
what's
me
wrong
pictures.
with this world.
Friends kind of in my age range, a little younger maybe, but send me workout pictures. And I'm
They're
like,
all photoshopped.
it's just fake.
Everybody is
I
doing
know,
the
I
filters.
know what goes into this. I know what's right. If you see pictures of me on the internet, trust me, not photoshopped.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, I
trust
know
me.
that.
Yeah.
I know,
But I
but-
mean, workout
but,
pictures.
well, yeah, you work out every day of your life, and that's your mission in life. But, but everybody in this world, especially if you're a female, it has now become normal to be fake.
Yeah. Normal to be fake.
And I don't know. I don't see it's going back anywhere else. But then I was talking to my friends.
Fake is the new real.
Yeah,
make sense?
fake is new real. And I say this that every time I stand with my sister when I meet her for lunch or I
Yeah.
just happen to be in Beverly Hills where she works, there's one street where she works on where there's every building has about 10 plastic surgeons.
They do.
And not even 20 plastic surgeons per building. And you stand there and you just see people getting wheeled out in wheelchairs with faces bandaged up.
Yep.
And they're young and they're just getting nose lifts, eye lifts, cheek lifts, butt lifts, boob lifts, everything.
Yep.
And if you don't do it, then there's something wrong with you.
True.
I don't know.
Travis from Mesa, Arizona says, since Halloween is soon, I spend most of the month watching my favorite scary horror movies. What is your favorite scary movie? Go.
I have a few, but they're very old.
Duh.
I like Vincent Price. Vincent Price in those old scary movies they're scary.
Google.
And then Bela Lugosi. These are who did Frankenstein and Dr. Jekyll and Mr.
Yeah.
Hyde, the original
Yeah.
black and whites. This
Yeah.
is what cinema was built on for scary movies.
Yeah.
I like House on a Haunted Hill is
Yes,
an
I remember it.
old one.
I watched it. I liked it.
That's old, and I'm not a big scary movie person. You know, to me, scary was Rosemary's Baby. That's a scary movie. Frank's, Mia Farrow.
Now you're getting into horror.
Well, what's the difference?
Well, you can be scared without being
Is horror and scary
disgusted.
the same thing? I mean, Tyler is the king of scary horror
Our producer,
movies.
Tyler,
Our
yes,
producer, he
he
lives
loves
for all
them.
that stuff.
Yep.
We used to watch Halloween when we first met. I had never really cared about watching Halloween. I don't like blood and scary.
Okay, well then you're disqualified from the whole genre.
I
You're
am.
out.
That's why I like the old movies
So
because
you
they're not
started
that
off by
scary.
saying I have several, and then
But I like
now you
old
have none.
ones. No, but the old ones aren't scary the way the new
That's
ones are.
true.
The old ones you can watch and you don't have to hide your eyes. The new ones, when they're chopping up bodies and they're decapitating people, and it looks like, like Scream, and those movies to me are just brutal. I couldn't watch them.
Okay, but we've watched Scream. You can deal with that. We
Did
watched
I
it.
ever watch that
Yes,
with
you
you?
watched it with me.
I don't remember watching it.
You
with you. It must
did.
have
I
been
think
one of
we
those
watched
other
Scream
girlfriends.
2. No, you and I did. Because it's campy, it's funny.
I have never watched Scream.
You have to.
Well, then I blocked it out.
Trust me.
I've watched Halloween with you.
Yes, on one of our
first-
early dates. It was the
year
first
we
Halloween.
met. Right. You
Okay,
said,
so
oh,
we'd
let's
met
watch
in
Halloween
August,
and we watched
and so
that
now
in
it's October, what is it, 31st.
Right. That was
Okay,
the
so
one
it's-
and only time I have ever watched
We
Halloween.
met in sort of mid to late August.
Yeah, so- and that was
September,
3 months
October.
later.
Okay, 2
months later.
2 months.
But I have no interest in Halloween scary things.
I came over to your
yeah,
apartment
and we watched.
on a school night, because
Yeah.
it's always on like Tuesday night or something.
Well,
and
you're working. You always work. So
I know,
when is
but
it not a
but it
school
was
night?
like a huge thing
Yeah.
for me to shirk my duties,
Right.
to play hooky from my duties, to
Right.
go clear across town. I was on the
Right.
west side, she's on the east side,
Yeah.
on 52nd and
Right.
1st instead of 51st and 2nd as you
Right,
originally
which I
told
thought
me.
you said, yeah.
And I go to her apartment and actually took the Halloween night. We didn't go to a party or
No.
costume party, but
No.
we're just on her
hung out
couch,
and
and
watched
I said,
Halloween.
let's watch Halloween.
Yeah.
Because Jamie Lee Curtis is really good as
She's
the damsel
great.
in distress,
Oh,
and
she's
she's got to
great.
be in charge because she's babysitting
Yeah, she's
these
great.
kids. And then, which villain is it? Michael Myers, or is that the other one?
No,
I
is
get
that-
them mixed
I
up.
don't-
Whatever. But it's
So is that your movie?
yes.
Oh, Halloween is the
Yes,
scariest movie.
that's
Okay,
why.
all right.
That's why I chose it.
Okay.
That night.
Okay, all
Because
right.
I can watch it. I can stomach it. I don't have bad dreams
Well,
from
you
it.
can't
I'm
watch
not
Psycho.
creeped out. Oh, can I not watch
So
Psycho?
what's the
I
difference?
haven't.
Psycho is a crazy horror movie, no?
Psycho is pure horror because it's too real. It's too deep, disturbing.
Well, that's
it's
what I'm
so
saying.
deeply disturbing.
Those
that,
are
that
crazy.
this nut could be running a motel and be killing people,
and kills
he
his
thinks
mother.
he's keeping his mother
Right,
alive.
he's killed her and he's kept her alive.
Yeah.
But that's why, to me,
Listen,
the old black and whites are not
Okay.
scary.
all right, so I can't do horror. I cannot do it where it's so real
No.
that I'm going to then project it into
Right.
my life.
I don't want to have to look under the bed to see
Okay,
if there's
well,
somebody
I didn't
underneath
know I had this
there. Yeah,
gear in me,
Yeah,
this
you're
this
afraid.
flaw in me
yeah, afraid.
that
It's not
weirdly
fun.
I got my mother to take me on a quote date during spring break when I was in ninth grade, and weirdly I said, "Oh, there's this Hitchcock movie playing at the Shepherd Twin." It was
Yeah.
called. There are 2 theaters
Yeah.
at Shepherd Mall, and I said to my then girlfriend, who unfortunately became my wife.
Oh, I
but
thought you were going to say she died.
no, she
Oh,
didn't die.
Oh,
She
okay.
didn't die.
You were
Hope
looking
not.
kind of
Knock
up,
on
like
wood. No,
okay.
I'm knocking on wood.
She's straggling, hanging
Okay.
around somewhere.
Oh,
yeah.
she's great.
Yeah.
Knocking on wood for her. But I talked my mother into, could you take us to the movies? Because I'd
Yeah.
never taken her to a movie because
Right.
she's in 8th grade, I'm in 9th grade.
Right.
And I said, let's just go see this
Right.
Psycho thing.
Right.
I had no idea what I was getting into.
Right.
So I went into it with my guard down because I'm thinking, Hitchcock
La-di-da,
he's
yeah.
really good. Yeah, Annie
La-di-da,
Hall. It's like I Annie Halled it. I just
Right.
la-di-da'd it. And then the shower scene happens, and it's so deeply
they don't really
disturbing.
show
They don't show it. They just show the
anything.
blood going in
Yeah,
the drain.
that's the whole
But
thing.
but
It's
the
your
music,
mental-
it's the
Bam, bam, bam. Right. It's your mental.
I know,
what
but
you're
he's
creating in
stabbing
your
her
head.
like
Oh, it's 100 times.
100
or more.
times.
It's horrible.
and then the detective. Hazel's going crazy.
Hazel has
She
her
loves
movie, yeah.
Psycho, right?
Yeah,
She's
she is
Psycho.
Psycho.
She is Psycho. They
Yeah.
should make a movie
Yeah.
about Hazel called
Hazel's
Psycho.
Psycho 3.
But then the detective gets stabbed at the top of the
Oh, it's
stairs, and
horrible.
then when he swings his mother around,
I
and
know.
it
Scarred you for life.
it scarred me literally for life. There's no way I've
Right.
watched 1 minute of that
Right.
movie since
Yeah.
because he got me.
Right.
Hitch
Tony
won.
Perkins.
Anthony Perkins.
Right, he was
yeah.
great.
Yeah, and the mother is, I mean the
Melanie Griffith, Tippi Hedren.
no
No, is
No.
oh God, who's the mother? I'm blanking out.
I mean, the
woman who
that
played
gets-
it is Janet Leigh.
It's Janet
Yeah,
Leigh.
Is Jamie Lee
Jamie Lee Curtis's mother. Yes, thank
From
you. Okay,
Halloween.
now we got
Yeah,
the full
okay,
circle to it.
Right. And his
So
father is Tony Curtis.
it's Tony Curtis, and yet I was dysfunctional for like 2 days after that. The date is ruined. I'm out. I got to go home
wonder if
and
she's scarred.
lock the doors. I don't know. Maybe she's probably scarred from me, but that's a whole nother issue.
But see, Rosemary's Baby is
I
a
couldn't watch
haunted
it. I couldn't even
movie,
watch it.
an
I understand.
apartment
But
with
now you're doing
spirits.
the devil's work.
But that's Halloween stuff too.
I told you I don't like Halloween because I never understood celebrating the dark side.
On a lighter note, I watched a really funny Halloween movie the other night on Hallmark.
Well, that's why you escaped to Hallmark,
That
because
is
they're
why.
going to do nothing to disturb
No,
you.
it was funny and it was very funny.
Cute.
I think it was Whole Out Halloween. I can't remember the name of it, but it was very cute.
Okay, so you say everybody's fake out here in LA, and you live in the fake world of Hallmark.
I do. I live
It's a
in that
fake
Hallmark.
world because it's not
It is.
real.
No, it's not, but it's okay. Lacey Chabert was the star. She stars in all of the Hallmark movies.
Who knew?
It's funny. I liked it.
Halloween is really good because she is strong and tough.
Yeah, she
and
was
she's
great
going to
in it.
defeat the ultimate villain.
Not Mike Myers, Myers,
I'm
whatever.
going to say Michael Myers. I thought that was his
Myers,
name, but I
yeah.
might be mixing up
Yeah, with the other one,
Elm Street. No, I don't know. I didn't watch that either.
Freddy Krueger one.
Yeah, that's Freddy Krueger. Okay, you got me.
But I
I'm
do
not
like
that
candy
good.
corn. I said that already. And we talked about Babe Ruth's.
The other night we talked about
We talked about
Baby Ruths
Baby Ruths
versus Butterfingers because they were
Butterfingers, oh,
kind of
yeah.
brother and sister candies
I
when we
love
were growing up.
Butterfingers. Oh my God.
Like, which do you like, Baby Ruth? I'll take Butterfinger.
I'm still though.
Do they still have
Reese's-
Butterfingers?
Yeah,
They do?
Reese's, Kit Kats, Butterfingers.
Do you
Those-
remember Zero Bars?
Yeah, I remember
Love
Zero,
Zero
Bars.
Bars, God.
I
But
listen,
Butterfingers actually had a buttery.
Peanut butter
Taste,
taste.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the best.
good.
You put them in the refrigerator, they get cold. Anything with
That's
peanut
what I
butter.
do with Zero Bars. Freeze
Yeah,
them.
freeze them.
We don't eat that anymore.
No, I could very easily,
frozen
if I had
yogurt.
to. Yeah, I could live on candy. Definitely.
Okay, it is time, speaking of movies, for Skip and Ernestine Go to the Movies on the Couch. So, we did watch Only Murders in the Building.
Did I love Only Murders in the Building?
By the episode, I'm just barely
Okay, you're
hanging
barely
in,
hanging on.
hanging
He's
on
not a lot of
because
fun watching it because he doesn't. He rags on it. and
I'm
I don't wanna
actually
hear ragging.
horrified by how bad it's getting. I don't know
listen.
if they're going total camp now.
Okay. I think it's not as good as the first season, the second season, third season, but it still is fun. I
You know,
still watch
when,
it.
when something is this inspired, as it was for the first
Yeah.
3 seasons, it's impossible. It's humanly impossible to keep
Well,
creating at such a high level.
Justified.
Yeah, I
I
mean, it
used to
just
love
lost
Justified.
it. Or
What?
no, I can't think of the
Which
name of
one?
the other one. With the guy that you love so much, the Wild Wild West, where it goes, they do the railroad out to Utah.
Oh, Anson Williams. When
Yes.
Anson Mount.
Mount.
Yeah, we used to love. What is the name of that again? Oh
See,
God, I'm
how quickly
blanking
you
out.
forget.
Tyler, what was the name of that series?
Anson Mount.
Anson Mount. When they were in the. God, I'm blanking out. And what's his name? Common was in it.
Common was in the early.
Huh?
Hell on Wheels, thank you,
Hell on
thank
Wheels.
you.
Oh, that was the best.
Okay, but you want to talk about going literally off the rails for
That
the last
went not
season? You're
good.
like, what?
Oh, that was bad.
How do we end
I
this?
loved Anson
Where does
Mount.
the
We
train
loved him.
stop?
And,
Okay, we
yeah,
loved
and
him.
Justified.
I
went
loved his
down.
father. You didn't know his father.
No.
His
you
father wrote sports for Playboy back in the day and chose the Playboy All-American football teams.
Really?
Yes.
And his
I
mother
once
was a
interviewed him.
golfer.
Anson
Wasn't
Mount's
Anson
mother?
Mount's mother
I
a
don't
golfer?
remember
I thought
that.
you told me she was a golfer. And Common was in it, which was, it was so good. But Justified
I used to
with Timothy
text with
Olyphant.
Common from week to week
Yeah,
the
he was
shows.
great in that.
And he would give me tips on what might happen. He finally got mauled by a bear. Remember?
Yeah,
It
that was
just
sad. They
terrible.
got rid of him. And Justified with Timothy Olyphant. We lived on that show for a while.
Okay, so
Anyway.
then we go old movies. Forgive us, but
Well, they're
because
classics.
you had watched an interview that's
Yeah.
from 1997.
It was an old interview with
Barbra
Rosie
Streisand.
O'Donnell. Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell on her talk show.
And I was captivated by how touchy Barbra Streisand can be in real life, where she's very thin-skinned and very defensive and kind of has an attitude, and she's
Insecure.
how can you say
Little bit,
that?
yeah.
Very insecure. Like,
Talked about
Really?
her having stage fright a
Yeah.
lot. That's pretty
then-
well known.
then she classically, when she was going up for an Emmy, she tripped, and so Rosie just mentions it. You would mention that, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
she
She
had-
didn't like it.
No.
Okay.
But we
You
still
want
love
to talk
Barbra
about?
Streisand.
I know, but you want to talk about gifted
Oh,
as a singer
an
and an
actress
actress?
and director.
Are you kidding? And you're that? Why wouldn't you be totally in command in your private life
Well, that's
of
why
who
she
you
can
are?
have an attitude. I cut her slack
Okay,
for
all
that.
right.
She could have
Okay.
that attitude.
So I said, I want to watch What's Up, Doc?
Which is
and
one of
maybe
the
you don't know it.
funniest
It's Peter
movies,
Bogdanovich directed,
Who is
and
incredible director.
Ryan O'Neal
Ryan
stars
O'Neal, who
with
was a
her, and they had a
fabulous
thing going, and it's
actor.
almost like I think they're having something
Yeah.
at this point. They're having
But
a
she was with
relationship.
John Peters at the time, but
She was with John Peters, but
Yeah.
I don't doubt that she also,
yeah.
because
You
he
should
was.
look it up if you haven't
Hey,
watched it.
It's all-time great.
It's a screwball
I'm not,
comedy that's
I'm not,
funny.
in its genre, as a screwball comedy that is truly, giftedly funny. The
And
way
Richard, it's my friend Richard's one of his
I know,
favorite movies.
but it's Anchorman Talladega funny, where it's just line to line. Their hit rates like 97%, and it's so cleverly scripted about these travel cases that everybody has, and they've all
Yeah.
got different things, and they get them all mixed up. It's very cleverly
it's.
created.
I'm sure it's probably
And-
listed as one of the funniest
Yeah,
movies on the
it-
American Film
hey,
Institute.
My rule of thumb: do you look at your watch or do you doze? No, it's going to grab you by the lapels and shake you for an hour and a
funny.
half. And she is
sings in it.
so good in it,
Yeah.
and she sings a kisses
Yeah, she kisses
as time goes by.
The
She- out of
classic.
Casablanca.
Casablanca.
She's on.
a
She's
piano.
asleep on a piano under a cover, and he finds her, and then she just props herself up
And just
on
sings.
one hand, and she starts singing, and it's so good that it gives you goosebumps. And
It's funny. It's
and
so funny.
their chemistry is
Yeah.
sleeping together kind of
it's
chemistry.
great.
Yeah, where they're really into each other. So we watched that, and then
did.
I got to give you props. So weirdly, she won't watch football with me. No way. She'll watch a
I've
little
seen
bit
enough
of
in a lifetime that I've
NBA
been
basketball,
with you.
never college basketball. That's amateur stuff to
Yeah.
her. But she weirdly likes baseball. So
I do.
there was an instant classic of a game 5, a deciding game 5 between Detroit and Seattle.
Yeah.
In Seattle. And I kind of like the catcher for the Mariners called the Big Dumper because he hits 61 home runs.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of rooting for Seattle. She starts rooting for Detroit because of Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
I,
He was
my,
a Detroit-
I texted my friend Ryan, who's from Detroit,
Yeah.
that she was pulling for Detroit because of
was.
Tom Selleck, and I didn't think he'd get it. And he immediately texted back, Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because he
Tom
wore
Selleck,
a.
He always had a Detroit Tigers
Yeah.
baseball cap on.
So she's rooting for Detroit, and it goes forever. I lost track of how many innings
Yeah.
it was, but it went
was like
on
15.
all night.
15 or 18.
Did it end in 15?
It made not history, but I think it was like one of the longest.
The
it
longest
did.
deciding games ever. It might have been the longest deciding game,
I think
which
it
could be
did.
either a 5 or a 7
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And it's endless, and
But I
inning
had-
after
I had a good
inning,
time
it's
watching it.
near.
Yeah.
It's nearly over, and it's not. Nearly over, it's not. They
Yeah.
make a play to save the game, and she hung.
I
She
liked
got
it. He
more
gave me
into
the
it.
option of changing, and I said, "Let's watch it."
She said, "Let's watch it," and I'm like, "Done."
And I made a discovery, which I told you, because I always check out the guys in the games. The baseball players,
Yes,
they look like baseball
they
players.
do. They do.
They
She
would not
brought
be
this up to me, and I'm
basketball-
like, "You're right.
For whatever reason,
There's no way they look like football
they
or
don't look like
basketball
football.
players."
They don't look like
No.
basketball. They have a look that if you drew a baseball player,
Yeah.
they would look like that.
That's true.
Like I don't know if they choose these guys for their talent and their looks, that they look like a
don't know.
baseball player, but they all look good with the hat and the,
Yeah.
I don't know, the arm sleeves and the, I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Now on a more serious note, this is Joe from Santa Ana, California, out here in Orange County. A man was charged for his role in those horrific LA fires. If found guilty, what type of punishment do you think he deserves? For me, he deserves to spend the rest of his life in jail for all the damage he has caused. Bingo.
Lifer.
Life.
And then some.
Life in prison. The damage
Oh, please. It's just,
is
you can't even.
inexplicably.
there.
We could take 5 shows and not
Yeah.
be able to detail the damage that was wrought. There were lives lost.
Yeah.
There were pets' lives lost.
People still are displaced in their
And-
homes, so
It wreaked havoc.
it's just horrible.
It was completely out of control. There were people at fault for that. It could have been handled way better. We
Yeah.
won't get started on that. But they have pinned it down, and I hope this is correct.
Yeah.
I don't have any way of proving that this is the guy who actually started, but the law enforcement out here in LA, maybe they just needed somebody to pin it on, but they say they have him, so
Yeah.
to speak, dead to rights.
Hope so.
And he deserves to spend the rest of his
Yeah.
life in prison
One
for
is
that.
Definitely.
This is Kelly from Bakersfield out here in California, not too far,
Yes.
about an hour and a half from here. LeBron is missing at least the first month of the season
Oh, yeah.
since Skip's quote-unquote favorite player, that's sarcastic, is
Yeah.
out. Does that mean more date nights, Ernestine?
No,
She
you have
says
it all
no.
wrong. He's going to watch it no matter LeBron is there or not there. He doesn't stop because one player is out. He continues to watch. So, no, but that's a nice thought.
LeBron is faking his injury
But it doesn't matter
to
if he's
stick it to
faking
the
or
Lakers
not.
who are out on him.
Whatever.
But
There's how many guys are on a team? 13?
12. Yeah.
So there's 24 guys you're going to watch besides him.
His son still plays.
Right. So then we have
Bronny.
Bronny.
You like Bronny.
I like Bronny.
Okay.
He's a nice guy.
Lucas still plays.
Luka.
Austin Reeves still plays.
I like
Right.
the Lakers.
Okay.
So we're
So,
going to be watching.
Kelly, we'll have
Thank you, but-
abbreviated date nights
Oh,
even
yeah.
now.
I'll be on my side of the house and he'll be on his side of the
I'm
house.
losing the track of when they
October
open.
12th, no?
Well, we're already there.
Oh, then it's not
We're already
October
the
12th.
14th. Is it this Friday or next Friday? Tyler, do you know when it
21st.
opens? The 21st, right? Yeah, it's a week
Week
from
from
Friday night,
okay.
I believe. A week from Friday night.
Set
yes.
your calendars. Okay.
Set your calendars and think of us because we will be sitting
Yes.
on this very
Yes.
couch watching
Watching
the Lakers.
Whoever's left.
And then when it's over, it will be dealer's choice. Ernestine will be able
Yeah,
to choose
it's
whatever
midnight
we
and
watch.
I get to watch something for 2 minutes.
What do you
before I
want to
go to bed.
watch? Annie Hall?
Yeah.
No, I can't yet. I'm still
Right.
mourning. That's what she'll say. 3 weeks, month, 3 months
It
from
will
now.
be maybe forever.
This is Justin from Fort Wayne, Indiana, who says Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter, said that her dad would hate being turned into AI to use his image in movies. Ernestine, I know you were very close to your mother. Would you want to see AI images of her, possibly as a way to connect with her, quote unquote, beyond the grave?
No, I would not because it's not real. I could never, like they did this, what was it, Nat King Cole and the daughter did
Yes.
a duet together.
Yes.
And even Paul McCartney, I was watching, he's doing a tour,
Yeah.
I don't know, 20-city tour now, sold out stadiums. And he does, when he does Get Back, they bring on stage, they have the big screen, John starts singing with them. I don't know. It just kind of loses me.
Well,
They're not alive.
We did that. We went to see Peter Asher. Nobody's
Yes,
going to really know
yes,
who this is, but
yes.
he was part of Peter and
Peter and
Gordon,
Gordon,
and so he
iconic
flashed up
60s
the image of Gordon,
Gordon.
and he
And
sings
he
a
sings
song
with
with
them.
him.
I don't know. I would not do it with my mother.
You wouldn't?
No, never. Maybe my sister would, but I could never. I don't
Your
want to.
sister might.
I can't even look at my mother's pictures. That's how upsetting it is to me. So I could only think of her in my head, but I don't want to see that. And she's not, that wouldn't bring her back.
Nope.
So I have a couple of shaman psychic appointments in the next couple of weeks.
You
That
do?
is the only thing that could maybe work. So we'll see.
Back to Hallmark, right?
Back to my Hallmark world.
This is Sean from Salt Lake City, Utah, who says Ben Stiller is releasing a documentary on his parents and said it felt therapeutic. Skip, you've been very open and honest about your relationship with your parents, or lack thereof. Would you ever want to write a long-form piece of a Skip Unleashed video about your parents and use it as a way to release everything, and as you say, therapy without a therapist?
You did that already.
Well, I did.
You wrote that piece.
I did. I touched on it in
Well, that was a
piece.
long piece, so.
You know, it was called Here I Am, that I did for Fox Sports. You can look it up. It's on the internet if you so choose. But I am going to write that. I'm going to write it so long form that it will be in book form, because my childhood was hellish from both parents, and I was the oldest. And as I've always told you, the one thing you don't get to choose is, where do you drop into this portal? You know, where do you...
Well, they say you can choose your
Where
friends,
do
but
you
you can't
enter?
choose your family.
You can't
so.
choose your parents. You can't choose your mom.
You can't
So
choose your family.
you come out of this woman with this man who impregnated her, and I had nothing to do with them. I wouldn't have chosen them, but every bit of it made me exactly who I am, so
Right.
I cherish it. And it's an amazing story that I will write, and you can say it's my therapy, but I think it would touch people and enlighten people.
Yeah.
This is from YouTube. Love all, trust none. I love that handle, because that is
quote.
true.
I love that.
I've been watching Skip all these years and never knew his real name was John. Well, it was supposed to be
That's true.
at birth, because I was the first born again, and my parents, when they were dating, this is so weird to me, but
I
they were
would never
weird.
figure this one out.
Yeah, my father called my mother Skip, as in skipper. You're the skipper of the ship, so you get to choose where we're going to eat. To their
Right,
dating,
right.
you know. Where are we going to eat? Where are we going to the movies? The skipper. You're the skipper of the ship. And he really married up, because my mom was a knockout.
Right.
I asked my mom repeatedly, why did you choose him? He's a bad guy. Why would you?
Well, they were in love.
She told me he was good in bed. That's what she always
Well,
told me.
I guess
He's
that
good in bed.
qualifies for
Okay, they had
something.
that going,
Yeah.
but that's about all they had going for them. And so I got born, and my mother said it was excruciating. It took forever to get me out because I was so stubborn. She said,
Yeah.
that's who you were coming out of the womb. You
Right.
were that stubborn. And she screamed at my father as I came out, why did you do this to me?
Well, that's
Because she
nice.
didn't want kids. Well, she didn't want kids.
That goes back
He
to
didn't want
writing your
kids.
story.
She had kids for my grandmother's sake, her mother's sake.
Right.
And right away, my dad, the idiot that he was, he takes one look and says, there's my little skipper. Boom,
Well.
it's over. And they were going to name me John Edward II. That was his name. And because I had no use for him, I had zero use for being called his name. Are you kidding me? So you're going to saddle me with him and his name for the rest of my life? So it took forever to get it. Finally, when I was in Chicago, I went and had it legally changed to Skip. That's how my real name was. Almost John. Never called John one day in my life by either mother or father. Not one day.
And the rest will be in the book.
Okay. This is from Turnpike_Mike. Skip, can you and Ernestine adopt me? I'm 32.
Sure.
I'm 32.
Come on, come live with
Yeah,
us.
come live with us.
Come live
you
with
and
the
you and
circus.
Hazel can be our kids.
Come be in the circus with
Yeah,
us every day.
you can hear her. She's
She's
scratching
the
at the door. She wants out.
Third act.
This is from @MondayNightKJ. Laugh my effing ass off. Skip with the discipline on Hazel? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the only one.
Skip.
I discipline her.
Yeah.
She listens to
man.
me. No, she
Beats
just.
up the Maltese.
I don't. I have
She's
to
this
interject.
Big. She's
She
literally
bites her.
smaller than this pillow.
She bullies her.
Well, I'm not
and
gonna
she
beat her
takes
up.
it. She takes it.
So I take
She
it. I'm
takes
a
it,
wimp.
and I say
What can I
no.
say?
I just jump in and say no.
Yeah.
That's enough.
I'm
and
gonna
she's like,
beat her up.
okay, okay.
I'm gonna wrap her on the nose.
Right.
Whatever.
That is it for I forgot to say, this was round 44. My
Wow.
God. This
44.
is round
I should play that
44.
number.
Hank Aaron's number. You know,
Oh, that's a good number.
Yeah. That's it for round 44 of Skip versus Ernestine. We will see you next week if, in fact, we are still speaking.
We're going to
It's
speak.
debatable.
We're going to speak. Peace out. Take care.